So seeing as we are in the second day of this Mercury retrograde, let's begin with a little bit of cleansing. Just energetically clear you, clear the space. So the message I was receiving today was about deep self-acceptance, moving into this place of allowing yourself to be who you are at all times, allowing yourself to show up as you are in the present moment, in every given moment, without judgment, without thinking that you're doing something wrong, without criticizing yourself. And this message comes after the video that I posted yesterday. I felt a little bit like it was just more animated, more intense than usual. And that's an aspect of myself, and that's what really inspired me to talk about this today, that it's so important for us to fully embrace authenticity, and that comes through fully embracing and accepting all aspects of yourself. Now, what many of you may not know is that I am a double fire sign, meaning I am very fiery. I have very fiery aspects to myself. And then I'm also Capricorn, which helps me to stay level-headed, keeps me grounded, keeps me level, shall we say. And so really what I feel like often is this example, because it can be very challenging for me to show up as my true authentic self in front of the world, in front of, all of you, everyone watching, knowing that, people literally from all over the world can see these videos. And that vulnerability that I have to keep resting into, that I have to keep allowing myself to be in, can be very challenging at times. They can be very difficult to embrace. To put yourself out there, you have to first come into full self-acceptance. You have to first be able to embody self-love at a very high level, at a very deep level. And I think that's why I procrastinated for so many years prior to starting this YouTube channel. I first initially received the message from Spirit probably around 2016 to start my channel. And I didn't actually start or post my first video until I believe it was December 2020. So it took me like 4 years to muster up the courage, the strength within myself to actually start posting, to start putting these videos out there. But what I experienced today is this deep knowing through feedback from you, the viewers, that what I'm doing matters, that what I'm doing is making a change, that it is supporting many of you out there. And that gives me not only a sense of hope for other people, but it gives me a sense of satisfaction, like a sense of my heart just swelling with immense gratitude for each and every single viewer, for each and every single person that crosses my videos. Whether you resonate with the messages or don't resonate with the messages, it doesn't matter. I'm just grateful. I'm so in gratitude, and I feel so honored to be in this position, to be in this role, to have this opportunity to show up, to share my own journey, my own spiritual awakening, and my own spiritual ascension journey with all of you, because it gives me also a sense of knowing that, I'm not alone on this journey. Many of us are on the journey at this time. And I feel like the people that do come across my videos and that find my videos are people that are very aware of the journey that they are moving through, even if they don't understand all aspects of it, but they are aware. And so I just really wanted to express my deep, heartfelt gratitude for each and every single one of you who view the video, who interact with this channel, who help spread this light. Because when you're interacting with the channel, you're letting the algorithm know that this is something that it needs to push out to other people as well. And that fills me with this sense of knowing that the messages are always received by the right people, that they are always found by the right people. And just evidence in my own life of how YouTube very often recommends, videos and different things for me to view that 99% of time are confirmation to something that I've already intuitively sensed or something that I was already thinking about. And that's what I know my videos do for you guys as well, for the viewer, right? Is you come across the messages when it is timely in your life, when you are meant to, when you are actually in a vibrational alignment or like ready to hear the messages that are contained in these videos. So I'm going to continue showing up as I am. I'm going to continue showing up as the most authentic version of myself, and that is immensely multifaceted. I have so many interests. Sometimes it drives me crazy because I can't really focus on one thing at a time. There are so many things that I'm interested in and so many things that I want to learn about and know about, and so many things that I just want to express through my own individuality. So many facets and aspects to me. And so this Mercury retrograde, there is this message, and this is really what the message was from Spirit this morning, is for all of us to just accept the immensely multifaceted versions, aspects of ourselves that we all are, because it's beautiful as it is, and that it doesn't need to be any different, that our ego minds can trap us or can send us down these rabbit holes where we don't feel like we're enough, or we don't feel like we're good enough, or we feel like we're weird, or, whatever it is that you feel about yourself. But that's not necessary. So, and just to tie into yesterday's message, there was also a message that I wanted to kind of build on from yesterday. And that message was when I was talking about releasing and cutting people off and letting people go. I wanted to mention that it's important to do that not from an ego perspective, okay? That it's this understanding that you have to let people learn on their own. You have to allow people to move through their own process, because the process of ascension is not an easy process for anyone, for none of us. It is a very challenging process because you have to overcome parts of yourself, aspects of yourself, false negative beliefs that you've, carried your entire life. There's so much that you have to overcome, and that's a solo journey. And the reason why we have to cut people off, people that are sort of hindering our own growth, or people that are keeping us stuck in certain belief systems, about ourselves or our worthiness. It's important to cut those people off because that hinders your own growth, right? So that wasn't an ego statement, and not that anyone challenged me on it. I'm just saying, but I just wanted to kind of clarify that there is a reason why we have to do that. There's a reason why we have to recognize when we are kind of getting in the way of somebody else's growth and somebody else's evolution. And oftentimes people who are very intensely in their ego, very deeply in their ego, they're going to want to piggyback off of, your energy or people's energy who have already done a substantial amount of the work. And that piggybacking is really why you have to cut them off, so that they're not piggybacking. One, they're not draining your energy, and two, so that they move through this beautiful process. Because even though it's challenging, it's very important that people move through their own ascension journey, come to their own conclusions, and, find God really ultimately, and connect to that divine aspect of themselves through their own willingness, through their own desire to actually connect to it. because nobody can do this work for you, right? And no one is meant to do this work for you. So I just wanted to share that because it's important to understand, why we do what we do, why we have to set very firm, very strong boundaries with certain people. And oftentimes those people in those situations are always karmic, right? That there's always some karma involved. There is always, what's karma? It's learning, right? There's always like a deep lesson behind that. So it's important to see it as such, because it allows you to become more detached, more emotionally separated or detached from that individual. It allows you to see things from a higher perspective. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a spirit animal. The hawk is my spirit animal. It, without fail, continuously shows up for me at exactly the right moment. And it is definitely a guide in my life. And so I want to bring your awareness to noticing who or what kind of an animal or insect or whatever is your guide in your life, especially during this Mercury retrograde. This is such an important time to be aware, to pay attention, to really notice signs that the universe is sending you, to really notice all the ways in which the universe is communicating with you to guide you to the right people, the right places, to the right messages, to help you understand, where you are on your journey at this moment. That's what the hawk does for me. Every single time it shows up, I know I am reminded instantly to look at the bigger picture, to look at every situation, every circumstance from a higher perspective, to see the truth of what's actually going on in something that I'm thinking about or something that I'm trying to resolve in my life. So as we continue moving through this purging, this ascension, very deep ascension process for the rest of 2024, remain patient with yourself and remain in a state of gratitude. Gratitude for life itself, for your journey, for your life, for every single day that the sun rises for you, and that you are on God's wake-up list. Be grateful. I was sitting in meditation this morning, and I was reminded of how incredibly precious life is, and how incredibly special each and every single day is. I was reminded of being grateful for good people in our lives. And I was getting a very clear message to not take people for granted, especially good people in your life, to not take those people for granted, because I had a very good friend. She was 44 years old, and she passed away in 2018 to lung cancer. I think of her all the time. And she was a very special lady, very creative, just a beautiful soul, very, very beautiful soul. And it's interesting, this Mercury retrograde sort of brought memories of her back around. But this time it brought memories of her in a way where I was reminded of, why we shouldn't take people for granted in our lives, because you never know how long that person will be in your life. You never know how much time you will have to experience them. So I miss her dearly. It's important to keep that in mind, because the people that we take for granted, that are good to us, that are supportive, that are accepting of who we are as we are, those people, they won't be around forever, right? They just won't be. And so it's a very deep reminder that I received this morning. It was like this very powerful message And Spirit made it very clear that I needed to share this message today. So my sincerest condolences to you if you have recently or just at any point in your life have lost someone that was special to you, someone that you wish that you had more time with. Just know that they are in a good place, that they are smiling down upon you. I just see Christy smiling down right now. That they never leave our lives. We stay connected with these people. And ironically, her death anniversary was on Thanksgiving Day in 2018. So while it was a very bittersweet Thanksgiving that year for me, but also incredibly symbolic of everything and everyone that we need to be thankful for in our lives. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for reaching out, for connecting with me, for all of you who connect, and thank you for the beautiful comments that you leave. Thank you for mirroring back to me that these messages do matter and that they are making a difference and that they are landing with you. So I am deeply grateful for that. I love each and every single one of you. Truly, I don't have to know you to love you. I love all of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this journey with me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.